2, 1.
7 things you probably didn't know you need to know. I'm Jamie East and this is the Smart 7.
Well, good morning, everybody. It's Wednesday, the 3rd of November, and it's Stress Awareness Day. And a big happy birthday to Lulu, Anna Wintour, Adamant, and Kendall Jenner. After 2 days of high-intensity meetings and presentations from more than 100 world leaders, COP26 seems to be making headway. With global pledges on stopping deforestation and a new deal to reduce the levels of methane emissions, it does appear as if progress has been made. Boris was both cautiously optimistic and once again knee-deep in metaphors.
If this was a football match, then the current score would be 5-1 down in the match between humanity and climate change. We've pulled back a goal, or perhaps even 2. And I think we're going to be able to take this thing to extra time, because there's no doubt that some progress has been made.
As any football fan knows, 5-3 is not a score that gets you to extra time. But picking up on the football theme, Greta Thunberg was working on a new chant for the COP26 delegates as protesters get increasingly frustrated with lots of promises and not much action.
You can shove your climate crisis up your arse. You can shove your climate crisis up your arse. You can shove your climate crisis.
Prince William, on the other hand, after the success of the Earthshot Prize and the exciting innovations it uncovered, was taking a positive view.
Ours is a common mission to look without fear or despair at the challenges ahead in this crucial decade, and to believe that we humans have the ingenuity to make the seemingly impossible possible.
So, the question is, what deals have been done? 100 countries have agreed to end deforestation by 2030, including Canada, Russia, Brazil and Indonesia. And the US and EU also announced a new global methane pledge intended to reduce harmful methane emissions by 30% by 2030. The pledge was introduced by the EU President Ursula von der Leyen and US President Joe Biden.
We're proposing 2 new rules. One that's going to reduce methane losses, and one to reduce wasteful and potential dangerous leaks from natural gas pipelines. We're also launching a new initiative to work with our farmers and reduce methane on farms.
And as Joe wrapped up his visit to Glasgow with a 15-minute chat with the Prince of Wales, he was optimistic that real progress has been made.
I can't think of any 2 days when more has been accomplished dealing with climate than these 2 days.
There have been a wide range of voices at the COP26, from one of the world's richest men to an Indian schoolgirl who was nominated for the Earthshot Prize. Amazon founder and the man with everyone's home address, Jeff Bezos, who's been inspired by his recent brief trip to space, announced a new global climate initiative of his own.
Today, I'm pleased to announce a $2 billion pledge allocated directly to restoring nature and transforming food systems. This is part of the Bezos Earth Fund's $10 billion commitment to advance environmental justice and economic opportunity.
At the other end of the economic scale was Venetia Umashankar, a 15-year-old Indian schoolgirl who invented a solar power ironing cart. The ironing cart is a common sight in India, but the traditional charcoal-powered irons contribute to global warming. Her invention meant she was a finalist for the Earthshot Prize, and she got the chance to have her voice heard on the COP26 stage.
We will lead, even if you don't. We will act, even if you delay. And we'll build the future, even if you are still stuck in the past.
There were 33,865 new cases of COVID-19 yesterday and 293 additional deaths. That's the highest daily toll since February. Health Secretary Sajid Javid was testifying in front of the Commons Health and Social Committee as a new variant of concern appears to be circulating. AY.4.2 appears to be about 10% more transmissible than the existing Delta variant, and Sajid was warning that we're not out of the woods yet.
I do worry that if people generally sort of let down their guard, we've got to keep all working at it. There will be new variants. We don't know what's going to come around the corner. If one day there was a vaccine escape variant, that would be of significant concern.
Still to come on the Smart 7, Ed Sheeran is besties with Elton John apparently, and Carol Baskin is back right after this.
You're listening to the Smart 7. If you're enjoying it, you might also like the Smart 7 Ireland edition. Just search and follow us on your favourite podcast platform. Last night saw Champions League action with Chelsea winning 1-0 at Malmo to put them second in their group, with Man United travelling to Italy to take on Atalanta. It required another late intervention from Cristiano Ronaldo to save manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's blushes, as the Portuguese striker salvaged a draw with a 91st minute equaliser to see the game finish 2-2. Ole didn't sound too delighted at the end of another difficult game.
No one can question the character of these players, because they just don't give up and they don't give in and they keep going. And yeah, we had to make a few changes and they worked.
Ed Sheeran, who's just been released from COVID isolation, popped up on Zoom on BBC Breakfast, and maybe it's the isolation, but he was full of chat. It turns out he's best mates with Elton John now, revealing that they've written 3 Christmas songs together, one of which will be released for this year's festive season. Well, I say best mate, but it sounds more like Elton's behaving a bit like Ed's nan. He literally rings him every single day, apparently.
It rings me every single day for about 5 minutes every morning, just check up, little talk over breakfast. I'll show him my daughter and we'll chat, and then that'll be that. I mean, sometimes it's 30 seconds, sometimes it's 30 minutes, but I without fail, like, people don't believe me when I say this. They think that I'm over exaggerating, and then when I'm hanging out with them, the call from Elton will come through and I'll be like, see?
Now, I hope you're sitting down, because this might bring on some banana bread flashbacks, as Tiger King was the show for the early days of the pandemic lockdown, but there's a season 2 on the way. We left tragic hero/villain Joe Exotic languishing in jail, while arch nemesis Carol Baskin just kept on living her best big cat rescue life. So where does season 2 find our heroes? Well, it drops on Netflix on November the 17th, and there's already talk of a lawsuit. Yes!
We've got varying versions of what happened. In order for there to be justice, there has to be truth.
We want some answers.
Joe didn't hurt anybody. That's my opinion. I'm history your opinion, so I cannot be wrong.
The plot to kill Carol is built on lies.
These people are going down.
You think this was Waco?
Come get me, mother.
But we're all gonna die in here. If I have to make a deal with the devil, I will make a deal with the devil.
This has been The Smart 7. Wherever you're listening, do us a favour and hit the follow button. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Have a great day.
Written, produced and published by Daft Doris.